What's going on, people? The road to the Super Bowl comes down to today. Today, we find out who will represent the AFC and the NFC in the Super Bowl 2 weeks from today. We have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. We have the Baltimore Ravens traveling back to New England to face the Patriots in a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Both of these games are going to be tough. Both of these games are going to be hard fought. They're going to be gritty. It's going to come down to whoever makes the biggest play at the end or who makes the biggest mistake at the end. We're going to start with the NFC because that's the early game. We have the 49ers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. 49ers coming off of their impressive victory over the Green Bay Packers, where Colin Kaepernick made history in becoming the record setter for most rushing yards by a QB in regular or postseason play. Ran for 181 yards. I'm sure you've seen the highlights. I'm sure you all know it. I have the game personally. But it was incredible to watch, considering that this was his debut playoff game. And everybody was saying that he was going to be the one with the most anxiety, or he was going to be the one that, since he was the only one without playoff experience, was going to be the one that's going to make the most mistakes. Granted, he threw a pick six, but he damn sure made up for it, and he ain't make a mistake like that again for the rest of the game. But now, that team that was a couple special teams mistakes away from making the Super Bowl last season get one more chance today. But they travel to Atlanta, where the Falcons are tough at home. They are not an easy win at home. And you know they're going to be psyched because they finally got over the hump under the Mike Smith, Matt Ryan regime and winning their very first playoff game and defeating the Seattle Seahawks. So they're looking at Super Bowl aspirations as well. Now, these two teams are familiar with each other. It's been about 14 years rather, since they played. They last played each other in a postseason game in the 98 divisional round, where, ironically, the 49ers beat the Packers in a wild card game and traveled to Atlanta. That game, Garrison Hurst broke his leg, and just that was it. The 49ers, they couldn't do much of anything after that, and they ended up falling to the Atlanta Falcons 20-18. So, and of course, the Niners have a little bit of bad history on their side. The last time they won a road playoff game was the 89 playoffs. 1989. Where they beat the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game to go to Super Bowl 23. They're 2-9 on road playoff games. And trust me, that's going to be something that's going to be talked about a lot during this game today. The Falcons, like I said, Matt Ryan finally got over his playoff schneid, won his very first playoff game, and of course that Falcons team is loaded offensively with Matt Ryan, Roddy White, Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez, Jacquizz Rodgers. You know, they're looking to set the tempo quick, fast, and in a hurry. Offensively, they're looking to set the tone. Defensively, the 49ers, we all know them. They're stacked. The front seven with the Smith brothers, Justin and Alden. Not really brothers, but you might as well call them that. Ray McDonald, Isaac Sopoaga, and of course the linebacking duo of Willis and Bowman. And then, of course, the secondary led by Deshaun Golson and Dante Whitner with Carlos Rogers and Chris Culliver, of course Terrell Brown. And obviously you can tell whose team I'm a fan of because I know them. Now defensively, the Falcons, they're nothing to sleep on either. They've got John Abraham, whose ankle is going to be crucial for that defense. Jordan Babineau, Dakoud, Asante Samuel. You know, they've got playmakers on defense too. So don't sleep on them as well. This is going to be, like I said, this is going to be hard fought because the Falcons know that the main thing that they have to worry about is Kaepernick running wild. And so they're going to be focused in on him. And it's really going to come down to whether the Niners can establish their run game to keep the Falcons on the sidelines, or whether the Falcons can air it out and cause the 49ers to panic by being down a couple quick scores. Now, my prediction, what you think? Last year, I had to witness coming that close to them making it back to the Super Bowl and falling short. And my cousin sitting there trolling me the entire time. Prick. But I feel it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close game. and I say the Niners by 2. I say 30-28. It's going to be that kind of a game. Next up, we have the rematch from last year's AFC Championship game where a drop touchdown pass and or a missed field goal cost the Ravens a shot at making the Super Bowl. They get their chance at redemption by heading back to New England to take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots are coming off of their easy victory over the Houston Texans. And then, of course, we all know the Baltimore Ravens, after their miraculous comeback and then Peyton Manning's collapse with his Brett Favrean interception, Justin Tucker kicked the field goal, upset the Broncos, and here we are, rematch. This is there's a lot of intricate storylines in this because, of course, we all know Ray Lewis is retiring at the end of the season. And everybody was thinking that after that wild card game, he was done. But he was granted new life, and he's got one more shot at obtaining the ultimate prize before he rides off into the sunset. Now, of course, the Patriots, they are the defending AFC champions. And, of course, they're at home, which is never an easy task for any team. So, you know, you got Belichick and Brady scheming it up. You know they're going to be ready. They're battle tested. These two teams are no strangers to each other. Now, last year, Joe Flacco outplayed Tom Brady. He outplayed him. You look at the stats, you look at everything that happened through fewer picks, through more touchdowns, through more yards. But it was what happened at the end of the game. It was Flacco, what looked like a touchdown pass he threw to Lee Evans, and the cornerback for the Patriots swiped it out of his hands, just snatched it out of his hands. Well, or actually batted it down out of his hands. And so they had one more shot to tie it, to send it into overtime, and Billy Cundiff, with the shank her around the world. And I mean, he shanked the hell out of that kick. So the Ravens are looking for redemption as well. And quite funny, the Harbaugh brothers were bitten by special teams mistakes. This one, like I said, just like the 49ers-Falcons game, this game is going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be hard fought from start to finish. And yeah, there's not too much I can say about it, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. The Patriots are looking to establish their run game with Ridley and Shane Vereen. And, of course, their passing attack. We all know it. We all have seen it. But they're going to be without the Gronk. Rob Gronkowski, he hurt his forearm again in the playoff game against the Texans. So he's done. He's done. If they make it to the Super Bowl, he won't play. So there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on that passing game without him. And, of course, for the Ravens, it's establishing Ray Rice, is getting him going and making sure Flacco continues his hot streak that he's been on in this postseason. And then, of course, you know, Ray Lewis stepping up. Ed Reed, where have you been, man? Because if there's a time for you to actually come back out and step up and say that you're the best safety of this generation, today's the day to do it. Because they're going to need it. They're going to need everybody. It's all hands on deck for the Ravens. And if Flacco can keep passing, like slinging that rock like he's been doing, Bolden getting out there, Torrey Smith torching people, if Pitta and Dixon can make some plays, I mean, the Ravens have a shot. And having said that, my pick for this game is the Ravens. I think that the Ravens finally go into New England and they exercise a demon that they've been holding since that missed field goal, and that Joe Flacco finally gets over the hump, and that the Ravens give Ray Lewis one more chance to go out on top. So those are my picks. Niners, Ravens, Harbaugh Bowl. Whew. So, till then, see you guys later. Peace.